Hello guys, hope everyone is doing well. So this is our Git session 3, entirely DevOps session 6. Yeah, 6 it is. Yes. So in previous session what we have discussed how to launch Git, about Git Bash and GitHub, and how to initiate it, how to add some files, how to do global configuration about username and email ID, and how to add some files from one area to another area, like from working directory to staging to local repository, that we have seen. So how it works, so that we have seen how to check log, how to check status, so what is commit ID, what is head. Now that point we have seen in last session. So in this session we are going to discuss about one important topic, that is branching. What is that? Branching. What is meant by branching? See, branching is the feature why we use in Git is, see, let's say like last session we have seen ABCD Bank, we got ABCD Bank project. Okay, so that bank is not about only one feature or one activity, right? So there we will be having lot of features, and there will be lot of teams will be working on the different features. Let's say A, B are working on credit card feature development, C and D working on development card, debit card development features. So if all these four work in same area, there will be a chance of getting confused with the code, and there will be no big issue to while pushing it to the remote repository, right? So that's why we have a concept called branching. See how branching works. Let's say this is master, this is credit card department, this is debit card department. Okay, let's say this is master branch. Okay, so this is the place where you want to have your entire data to push into remote repository. So from this place you want to push the entire code, the merged code, to remote repository. So this is the place, this is the place where credit card department is working, and this is the place where debit card department is working. So in credit card development, we will be having a lot of developers, and as same with debit card as well. So once credit card team has done with their code, what they will do, they will merge their code with master branch. So once debit card is done with their code, they will merge their code with master branch. So now in master you will be having entire data regarding credit card and debit card development. So what you can do, you can easily push this code to remote repository. So it will be like a one shot. Again, it's not like you will be having different credit card code and different code for debit card features. It's not like that. See, both these different codes being merged with master, so that at master you will be having a merged, a combined file with both credit card and debit card features, so you can push it to the remote repository. So that is the advantage of branching. So let us see practically. So just close this. Okay, so this is the place where we worked last time. So now let us just create a folder called branching. Okay, what I told you, when you want to go to Git Bash, go to the desired folder, give right click, enter Git Bash. So now you are in branching. Very first you just check it, ls-a. So do you have that .git file? No. And what I said about .git file will be like a bridge between local repository to remote repository. So until unless you don't have .git, you cannot make communication between these two. And you can see one more thing you have to check is git config global list. Okay, so these are the things I have already, because I have done. Okay, so now what we'll do git init. So I have done git initialization. Okay, so what it is, yes, ls-a, I got .git file proper. Let us see, I don't have any files here, I don't have any hidden files also except this. Okay, and if you observe something, this is you are seeing as master. So this is called master branch, whatever we have seen here. So this is the place from where we are going to push the code to remote repository. So this is master. So let me quickly add some files. Let me create some files first. touch A B C D E. Okay, give ls. See, I'm having all these files. Check git status A B C D E. Everything is untracked. Git add. So how to add bulkly? Give dot enter. Check the git status. Now everything is in staging. Just move to git commit -m, move to local repository. Let's say message 1. Okay, now check the git status. Nothing is there. So now let us see like how to create branch first. How to create branch? So simple. This is very simple. Just to create branch, git branch. Let's say test1. Done. You can check by giving the command git branch. See, now you can see master and test. You can see master and test, and if you observe, you can see the star mark at master means you are currently in master branch. You are currently in master branch. Okay, don't depend on this color, just depend on this star mark. Okay, so now we have created test1 branch. So how to get into the test1 branch? So git checkout the branch name. See, now you are in test branch. See, if you give git branch, you can see star at test1. So this is the one way of creating the branch. One way of creating the branch. Let me quickly check out to master. So what we have done in last step, we have created a branch in one command. We have switched to branch with another command. So can we do both both these steps with one command? Yes, we can do. Git checkout -b and my branch name is test. What it is telling is this step is about creating the branch, and in the same step we have to switch to that branch. Okay, just enter. See, now you are at test2. Now you are at test2. Okay, so now if you observe, we have just created test1 and test2. We have just created test1 and test2. Correct, and we have seen in master there were no commits. So there was no pending files. Everything is clean. Everything was committed. Okay, so and we have not created any files under either test1 or test2. Okay, just let us cross check that. Give ls. Oh my god, I could see ABCDE file. Okay, let me go to git checkout test1. Give ls. Here we have not created anything here as well. Give ls. See ABCDE. Did you understood? Because whenever we create a branch from master or from wherever, whenever we create a branch, so whatever the commit history existing in that branch, okay, up to that point of creating the branch, let's say before I created test1 and test2, the commit history I have is ABCDE. For this point, for these files I've added to staging area and I've just committed. So that was the commit history at that moment. Okay, so now you can check here git log -1 line. See, this is one we have done. Message 1, I have given message as message 1, right? If you observe, see this one. Correct. So till the point of time when I was creating test1 and test2, this was the commit history I have it master. This is the commit history I have it master. So whenever I created the branches, the entire commit history has moved to test1 and test2. Entire commit history has moved to test1 and test2. So you can understand, whenever a branch is created, then the entire commit history of that master branch up to that point will be copied into newly created branch. Okay, so irrespective of where the file is created or modified, git considers only from which branch it is committed and the file belongs to that branch. That we will discuss later. So as of now, you just understand whatever the commit history we have on master till the time of creating new branches, that entire commit history will be moved to newly created branches. So that you should understand. Okay, now if you let me just quickly git checkout master. Okay, just touch FGH. Okay, now just check git status. Now FGH are untracked. Git adds dot git commit -m. I'm just giving message 2. Okay, Now just git check git status, nothing is there. Git log hyphen one line. Okay, so now this is the commit history I have in master branch. This is the commit history I have at master branch. Git checkout -b test3. What is that? Oh, there was spelling mistake. Git checkout. Okay, git checkout. Now if you observe, you can see till the files fgh. In test1 and test2, what we have till e files only, because by that commit, by that creation time, we have till e only. The commit history also till e only. So now we have created fgh newly and we have added to staging and we have committed. So just git status, so nothing is there. Just check out git log -1. See, you could see message 1 and message 2. Message 1 and message 2. See what we have, at this point, where you see this, we have only message 1. So simple thing is, whenever you create some files, whenever you create some branches, so till the time whatever the commit history existing on that branch will be moved to newly created branch. That you should remember. Very important point. But let's see, now you have done, you have done gh, you got these files and test.3. now let us create some files here. Touch ij, let's say touch ij. Okay, ls git add dot git commit -m, let's say message 3. Okay, now this is done. Just check git log -1 line. So now you are having commit history of message 1, message 2, message 3. Just move to git checkout master. Okay, just give -1 line. See, you are have only message 1, message 2. Okay, so that is not reflecting here. But whatever you do at this moment, that will be reflecting in newly created branches. Okay, but let us try one more thing. Touch ij is done, right? K and L. Okay, git add dot, okay, git message 4. So now here also everything is done. Means, see, I have message 1, message 2, message 4. Message 1, message 2, message 4. Now let me check out to git checkout test1 ls. See, I have only till e. Just give git -1 line. I am having only message 1. So you will be having same with test2 as well. Let us move to test3. So if you give one line, message 1, message 2, message 3. But in master you are having till message 4. But you are not having message 3 because message 3 is committed in test3, not on master. Hope you understand. So whatever existed, after creating the branches, it will be separate again. So the reason is, see, now till now I was having some code at, I was having some code in master. So they now like new guy has joined in, like let's say one more branch has been added for this. Let's say this is for loans. If he has dependency with this code, when I create loans branch from this master, so entire concept, like entire code, whatever I have in master will be moved to this loans department. Hope you understood. So don't get confused. So when you create branch from master, the entire commit history will be moved to new branch. But once the branching once you're done with creating the branches and you went into that test branch, you have done some commits there that won't reflect in master. And after that, even if you do some commits in master, that won't reflect on branch. Okay, got it? Hope you got the point. Only till the point of creation, that's it. After that, it's again different again. Whatever you are doing on master is that different, and whatever you are doing on branch, that is different. So both cannot be again reflected. Hope you are clear with this. Okay, so now let us see one more thing. Git checkout master. So now let's what we'll do, let's try to delete some branch. Now before that, let us try to merge it. How to merge? Let's say here I'm having file ABCDEFGHKL, and we have created, let's see, git checkout test3 ls. So we have here ij in extra, we are having ij in extra. So what I will do, so git checkout master, I will do git merge test3, enter. Okay, just no need to do anything, just close it. Okay, now do ls. See, you could see I and j. Earlier it was not there in master. See, in master here we have done ls ghkl. See, now once I merged with test3, I got ij as well. So if you understand the concept, so when you create the branch from master, you can move the files automatically will be, the commit history will be existed in the branch. But after that, if you do any commit history, if you do any commits in that branch, that won't reflect on master. Okay, so in this case what I have done, this loans guy has taken code from the master, so he has his development, he has done his development, but that won't reflect on master. So how to reflect it in master? You have to merge this, then only this code will be moved to master. Not only with loans, you have to merge CC, you have to merge DC, and you have to merge loans department. If you merge, this code will be moved to master. Okay, now just check git status, nothing is there, just check git log. Okay, git log. See, if you observe, the commit history is like message 1, message 2, message 3, message 4. Okay, so if you observe, whenever we have checked from the last time, see, on test 3 we are having message 1, message 2, message 3. Okay, on master we are having message 1, message 2, message 3. So if you consider the order, let's say the first commit was message 1, second commit was message 2, and third commit on master is message 4. Entirely it is message 3 and test 3, but on master it is message 4. Correct, because the third commit was done on test 3. So on master message 4 is the third commit, but entirely it is fourth, because third commit is done in entire case, third commit is done on test 3. Now once merging is done, you could see message 1, message 2, message 3, message 4. Okay, so now it has done with timestamp. Now it is done as timestamp. Let us see one more example, a simple example. Let us see a simple example regarding this. Now what I am doing, okay, just let me check out to git checkout test3 again. Okay, ls, so ij kl was there, I think till kl we have, yes. So touch m and n. Okay, git add dot, okay, git commit hyphen m, message 5. So this is the message 5. Okay, commit means second commit on test, entirely it is fifth commit. So done with this. So now if I do same thing, let's say, let me git checkout master, let's say touch mnop, entire git add git 6, message 6, sorry. Okay, so now if I do git merge again, even I created message 5, even message 6 is the latest commit, it will be depend on timestamp. Even that one message 5 has committed first. Even what was committed first? Message 5 has committed first. Message 6 is recent one. Okay, now let me do a concept. Now just git checkout test3, git checkout test3. Okay, next git rebase master, git rebase master, git rebase master. Now git checkout master, git checkout master. Now just let us merge it, git merge test. Okay, now just give git log hyphen one line where, see, now in earlier case what we got it, see, just I'll tell you, just let me copy it somewhere. Yes, see, in earlier case message 1, just I'm not talking about master, I'm just talking about general. Message 1 was the first commit, message 2 was the second commit, message 3 is the third commit, message 4th is the fourth commit. Okay, this is the commit line. So like message 3 is from test 3. So when I merge it, this was the order, message 1 2 3 4. The same concept I've done. First I've done some commits from master and some test. The fifth one I've done on test 3, sixth one I've done on master. So if I do merge again, the order should be message 1, message 2, message 3, message 4, message 5 and message 6. That should be the order, but here order has changed. Order has changed because this message 5 is from test 3. So after creating message, after done with message 6 commit, I have done merging. So after having this data, at this point, I am trying to get the data from test 3. So this is being on top. In same scenario, I have merged here, but what happened? I have merged here, but where is that? Here, see, first message 1, message 2, message 3 is created, message 4 also created. So after creating message 4, what I have done? I have merged this message 3 to master. So this should be the latest, but what it is telling, this was the latest commit, so it should be that head, it should be the head. But here in rebase, when I used rebase command, it was telling like, okay, that message 5 commit was previous one. Okay, sorry, message 6 was the latest one, but now I've done commit, so I've merged these two branches. So I am getting fresh data from new branch. What is that fresh data? Message 5. So this should be the head. So that is the difference between merge and rebase. So to do that, what you have to do? You have to check out to the branch. You have checked out to branch. So there I have done git rebase master. So I have again came back to master. Then I have done merge. Then I have done merge. Hope you understood. So there that head was different, commit history was different, here commit history was different. There it has taken based on the timestamp. No matter when it is merged, it is taken only when it is committed. Okay, so that's the reason the fresh commit was at top. So after that they have done merging, but still that message 3 at below position only. Okay, but here in this case message 5 has created before message 6, but I have done merge recently with message 5. That's why it is being head here. Hope you understood the concept. I hope you understood the difference between merge and rebase. Okay, guys. Hope you understood. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Simple. I'll tell you again. Whenever you create a branch, just clear all this. Whenever you create a branch, okay, you will be getting all this committed history into new branch. Okay, but after once you are done with this branching, if you create that stuff and do commit on the branch, created branch, that won't reflect on master branch. So to reflect the data into the master, what you have to do, you have to merge it. So if you do merge, what happens? The latest commit will be the head, no matter when you merge. Okay, latest commit will be the head. So, but what happens here now? I'll just give you a simple example. I'll just simplify it. Okay, so this was a commit, B commit C. Okay, don't no need of this. So first A is created a master, B is created a master. So I've created a branch. Okay, so this is branch. So at branch I will be having both A, B as files already. So I have done C commit here. That won't reflect here. So to reflect that in master, I have to do merge. I have to do merge. So before merging, what I have done, I have created D here. I have created D here. So D will be the latest data. D will be the latest data. So if I merge this one with this, so this C comes here. The C comes with here. But what it should be, because see, this was the new data I wanted to append on ABD. So that's when I have done merge. So it should be the top, but it is going here because the merge is considering only timestamp of that commit. Same in case of if I am having A and B on master, I have created branch. So there also in default I will get AB. So here I have done commit C. So here I have done commit D. So in rebase, what happens when I do rebase and merge? This will come here. That will come in top because I felt this was the proper code. So that's why I merged it. So it should be the head. It should be the head. Hope you understood the difference. Okay, guys, very simple. Don't think too much. It's very simple one. So this is a very important topic actually. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please let me know. Please let me know in comments. I'll respond. I'll try to resolve the issues. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Let's stop the session here. Thank you.